Today I'd like to talk about asset allocation, something you've all probably heard of and you're exposed to every time you pick up the returns, your investment returns from your superannuation provider. What asset allocation is it's actually the most important part of investment. Whether you have more money in shares or less money in shares, or more money in property or less money in property, equates to whether you're going to get a good return or a bad return out of your investment. Broadly speaking, there's five main asset classes: cash, fixed interest, property, Australian shares and international shares. And there's various machinations of all those asset classes, but broadly speaking, all money is put into those classes. What you need to determine when working out your asset allocation of your investment portfolio is how much you'd like to have invested in each of those asset classes. This will ultimately determine the return of your investment portfolio. For instance, people who would like to take on a greater allocation to international shares are generally speaking taking on a slightly higher risk when it comes to their overall investment return. That's because shares are slightly more volatile than having your money in cash or fixed interest. So what you need to consider is your time frame for investment. So if you're a younger person, generally speaking, you'll take on a greater amount of risk because volatility doesn't affect you as much, especially when you won't be able to take funds out of super until you retire at the age of 65. So generally speaking, people who are in the younger age categories will have a greater proportion invested into shares, and as you get older, you might move that allocation back to shares into cash and fixed interest products, thereby ensuring greater stability of your